Is Luka going to join the Lakers? I know when a lot of you saw that statement, you had the same thoughts as me. You're like, what is this? Because I looked at it and I literally said, what? Where is this coming from? And I get it. You know, they were talking about how when LeBron is gone, which seems like it's never going to happen, he's never going to retire. I'm not even saying that in a bad way. I'm just saying, like, people have been saying he's going to retire for years and it still hasn't happened. But my point is, they were talking about when LeBron does eventually leave, the Lakers obviously want to have someone to succeed him. And Luka is apparently their target. And from a talent standpoint, someone who obviously can be a leader of a franchise, at least for now, as we see, Luka is someone who is a great candidate, you know, to keep the team being relevant and being good. But I see 0% chance that this happens. Do I think Luka is going to be on the Mavericks for his whole career? I don't know. I could see him being on the Mavericks his whole career because I feel like the organization will do anything and everything to make sure that he stays and he's happy. So I do think that there is a chance that he is with them their whole career, the same way that Dirk was. But I'm not putting money either way on it. Like, I don't know if he's going to be with the Mavericks his whole career. I just don't see him going to the Lakers if he does leave. And if and when he does leave, the landscape of the NBA will be so different at that point. So, like, it's impossible to predict which team he would go to. Because even if he went to the Lakers, we wouldn't even know what the Lakers are going to look like at that point, because that's how many years down the line? Like 3 maybe? So, like, it's hard to even pick what team he would potentially go to. But to go back to the topic, I, at this point, don't see a world where Luka goes to the Lakers. Something about that, I don't know. Like, again, from the Lakers standpoint, it makes sense why they would want him. So, like, the article makes sense from that standpoint because it's talking about the Lakers wanting him. It's not him saying, I want to go to the Lakers. First of all, Dallas is obviously building around Luka. Like, they have shown that they are committed to having Luka being the focal point of the team, of the offense, their number one priority. And they just made the finals this year, so it would be a little weird if Luka was like, I want out, because they're progressing, you know, in what they're doing. And again, don't know Luka, don't know what he's going to do the rest of his career, but at this moment, I just couldn't see him leaving the Mavericks, and I don't see him leaving. I don't think he would leave the Mavericks unless it was to go to a team where he knew that he was going to end up with a surplus in every category. So what I mean by that is a surplus in winning compared to where he is with Dallas at that point. A surplus of winning, a surplus of money, whether it be on and off the court, and a surplus of whatever else he wants. So what I mean by that is, as long as the organization is committed at whatever point we're talking about to still having him be the number one priority, they're going to do everything and everything possible to keep him. We know this. Like, he's going to get every kind of perk and thing that he wants in order to stay. Money and sponsorships and having the ball in his hands and getting the players he wants. Like, he's going to have so much, you know, input on the organization. And if he went somewhere else, he may not have the same input, which is why I'm saying he would leave, or if he would leave, it would be, in my opinion, to a place where he knows he's going to get more than what he's getting with the Mavericks. In a way, I feel like it would be kind of similar-ish to the Kevin Durant going to the Warriors. Now, it's not that Kevin Durant although Kevin Durant probably got a lot more money off the court by being in California and Silicon Valley and all that, so monetarily, he actually probably did even better business-wise, but besides that, Kevin Durant really wanted to win. He wanted to win a championship very badly at that point, as most NBA players do. So he chose the place where he knew gave him the best chance to win a title, which was Golden State. And so I'm saying it's similar to, it would be, again, because this is all hypothetical, similar to the Kevin Durant move in the sense that I feel like, as I've said throughout the whole video, it's going to be motivated by him being able to achieve things that he could not achieve with Dallas. And if they haven't won a title, then it's most likely going to be motivated by going to a place where he can win a title and obviously still be the number one option. Most likely, maybe number two. I guess it depends, what it looks like at that point. But like the number one option, but winning a title and still getting all the other accolades. Because, for example, the NBA invented, the Supermax thing so that stars are more likely to leave their team, especially if they're in a quote-unquote smaller market. And so it makes it harder for them to leave because the money that you leave on the table is significant. So on the court, monetarily, because again, off the court businesses are different, but on the court, nobody can offer him more money than Dallas. So that is an incentive for him to stay there, unless, of course, for whatever weird reason, at that point, they didn't want to offer him the max. But I don't think the Lakers are wrong for targeting Luka. I think majority of the teams in the league would be targeting Luka. He wouldn't even be a free agent until 2026, I believe. Like, it's a couple years down the line at best. Like, it can't happen. Well, I guess he could be traded, but that's not going to happen. So it really can't happen for at least another 2-3 years. This will be a big year for the Mavericks. Like, what they do this year may actually determine what the future looks like with Luka and the Mavericks, because they don't want to end up like the Suns. Sorry, the Suns, you're catching strays. But the Suns made the finals in 2021. They had a 2-0 lead, if I remember correctly. Had a 2-0 lead on the Milwaukee Bucks. Lost the finals. Never got back there since then. And they've only regressed, so to speak, in their playoff success since then. Like, since making the finals in 2023, not this year, the year before, they made it to the second round, right? Because they beat the Clippers in round one. That's when Kawhi got hurt, right? Pretty sure. And so then they went to round two and played Denver when they lost. And now you go to this year because they played Anthony Edwards, and we know the KD, Ant-Man little relationship there. And the Timberwolves knocked them out in the first round. So they went from the NBA Finals to the second round to the first round. So according to that schedule, they're going to be out of the playoffs this year. My point is the Mavericks don't want to end up like that, getting to the NBA Finals once and then not making it back and not having playoff success anymore, despite trying, because the Suns have tried. Like, they've tried, and they just haven't been successful. So if the Mavericks start regressing despite having talent around Luka, and I'm not saying they will, then maybe the Laker, option is more of a possibility. But again, I feel like if he left, I don't know that he would go to the Lakers. But at least it gives them a better chance